come to me to retrieve it. Lost phone. Anybody lose their phone this morning? Here it is. And there you are. It's going to be hot today, so please stay hydrated. You'll find plenty of fluids along the side. Food, support the mob. Plenty of T-shirts over there. Go and get your shirt for the day. Turn up, show up, rise up. Let's get together, people.
Send lawyers, guns and money. Send lawyers, guns and money. Hey! Send lawyers, guns and money. Oh! Yeah.
That's you.
That's me. Yo, yo, yo! Dungay New Darwin in the language of my Gumbaynggirr people. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here today on such an important event. Yeah, give yourselves a round of applause. But guess what? Australia Day is dead. We don't celebrate genocide. We are a woke, conscious people. People of the land. People of the water. People of the spirit. And we need you all here. Right now I'd like to ask everyone right here to please take 5-6 steps back. We're going to have some beautiful brothers here. Bless us with the opening dance ceremony. Please welcome the Mugara. Yay, I said it right. The Mugara dancers. Media, everybody, please step back.
Before we start, I'll just say, Yuridomarang, Buyama Malia, Yuanyani Josh Sly, Baladu Birapai, Warma Radri Guri, Bu Mogra, Wagana, Yinimara Mandangu, Didawaramarang, Garigo, Nura, Nurambang, Yinimara Mandangu, Didawaramarang, Garigo, Gibabang, Mandangu, Yinimara, Didawaramarang, Gibabang. In my language, I just said, hello and good day, friends. My name is Josh Sly. I'm a proud Birapai, Warramai, and Radri man. I'm not going to do a welcome because this is not my country. I send my respects, good spirits, and thank you to the Gadigal people. Gadigal, the people of the grass tree and the sandstone. Gadigal, the people of the whale dreaming. We are all visitors here, so come with Yinyamara and go with Yinyamara, which is respect. Under this concrete jungle of Sydney is the sovereign, unceded land of the Gadigal people. Right across Australia, we are unceded, we are sovereign, we are the first people. So come with respect for all our allies and for all the mob out there. Look after each other today. It's a difficult day for us, but here in this circle, in this space, we can celebrate not just our survival, but our thriving as people right across this continent. We're going to start with a smoking ceremony. This is one of our old-time practices done right across Australia. It's not about how big that wind or that fire is, it's about that bumbi, that oil and that cleansing properties within that smoke. We're going to sing up country, sing up the old people, Mother Earth to Father Sky. So I'm going to sing a cleansing song, asking that smoke to cleanse us, give us safe passage, and keep us safe on Gadigal country, Mandangul. DJ's going to walk it around for me. Bumbe nala marabang dulabang bumbe wirara nurambang gibabang yinyamara dirawara marang yinyamara dirawara marang bumbe nala marabang dulabang bumbe wirara nurambang gibabang yinyamara dirawara marang yinyamara dirawara marang bumbe nala marabang dulabang bumbe wirara nurambang gibabang yinyamara dirawara marang yinyamara dirawara marang bumbe nala marabang dulabang bumbe wirara nurambang gibabang yinyamara dirawara marang yinyamara dirawara marang Gonna pass over to Brother Isaac. We're gonna do some songs and dances for you. Mandangul, thank you.
Yes, put your hands together, please. You're just blessed with ceremony. Opening with ceremony. Give it up one more time for the Mugara dancers.
We're just going to do one final dance. With our ceremonies, once you open that circle, you must close that circle. Keep all the good spirits in, and leave all the spirits out. So this is just a chant off, closing off that circle.
Thank you once again, my beautiful Debbie brothers. Thank you for coming through for us today and opening our ceremony in a proper way with cultural protocols of the land. Yeah, I can't hear you. Right, now that's better. I can see you're awake and you're alive and you're here to be taught a lesson today. Is that right, people, or what? Yeah. Okay, I have a quick... Is Nadina Dixon in the crowd? No. Okay, we're going to go follow through. I'd like to invite... Oh, actually, first introduce myself. Sorry for that, you mob. My name's Lizzie Jarrett. I'm a proud Gumbangi, Bunjalung and Dungay woman who benefits on the land of the Gadigal people today, whose sovereignty was never ceded. Let's acknowledge the fact where we stand today is ground zero of a genocide of First Nations peoples, lands, waters and the future. So are you here to help us change that shit or what? All right, and this little side message from my sister. You will see a lot of our little ones walking around with buckets today. Understand, for us to be here to make real change, we need your dollars. The government does not give us free shit that you're told to swallow every day. So if you see these young boys and girls walking around with the buckets, please, if you have any spare change in your pocket, give it to us to help maybe make real change for all of us. Next to the microphone, I'd like to introduce my beautiful Uncle David Bell to do acknowledgement to country. Please make him feel very welcome and pay attention.
Hello, Sydney! First off, we pay our respects to the land and the land that we're on here today. We pay our respects to everyone that's walked on this journey. There's 5 legends that I'm in awe of that walked this land long before us. Uncle Lyle Munro. Billy Craigie. Louder people. Solly Blair. Tiger Bales. Louder people. Our sovereignty's never been ceded to this land. We pay our respects to the Gamaringo, the Wongo, the Bidjigal, the landowners here, the Gadigal. All of our mobs that have passed here, that have walked our land, that have put out their handprints and their footprints. We start from the north, everyone, the Bundjalung people. Louder people. Gambangi people. I can't hear you people, I can't hear you. The Dungay people. The Biripi people. The Awabiko people. The Darkinjung people. The 29 clans of the Aurora Nation, Gadigal land. The Darwal. The Gulangara. The Durrick. We pay our respects to the south. The Wadi Wadi people. Louder. The Wandi Wandi people. The Black Duck people, the Yuan people. To the west, we pay our respects to the Nambria. The Naniwal. The Wiadri. The Barkangee. The Kamilaroi. The Waywan. As far as Yorta. On behalf of elders past and present, we welcome you here today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks, honey Lizzie. Thank you.
Okay, well, yeah. Understand how many countries you heard just through that acknowledgement. Understand there's over 500, 600 more that make up this continent that you are called White Australia. Understand how many of us are affected by the ripple effect of the genocide White Australia still brings today. Understand the banners here. Our children are still being stolen. The stolen generation hasn't stopped. Deaths in custody is at the highest rate ever known. As for native title and land rights, where the fuck is our land back? Understand, you might see us here, loud, you might think we're angry. Wouldn't you be angry? We have a right to be human, just like every one of you here today. So now I'd like to welcome to the mic my beautiful sister Linda June Coe, and open your ears. It's time for grassroots education.
Good morning, everybody. I feel that we need to awaken white Australia once again with a bit of a chant this morning just to get us all fucking loose. Here we go. Always was, always will be. Always was, always will be.
Aboriginal land.
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 What do we want?
Land right.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Land right.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Land right.
When do we want it?
Now.
What have we got?
Nothing.
What have we got?
Nothing.
What have we got? Best believe it, white Australia, this is the reckoning. 235 years, we ain't going nowhere. They tried to wipe us out. Still here. They tried to breed us out. Still here. They tried to commit genocide on us. Still here. What you see this morning, people, with the welcoming, with the ceremony, is the continuation of Aboriginal sovereignty. Best believe, still here. With everything that's going on around the country at this point in time, I feel that white Australia needs to be schooled on one particular point, and that is the unceded sovereignty of every First Nations people in this country. Aboriginal sovereignty means that Australia is here illegally. This country is occupied by a fellow in power. 250 years ago, when Lieutenant Cook reclaimed this continent in the name of the British King, he did so illegally under his own laws. He broke law under international rule at that time. That unbroken law continues today. What we have seen is that Australia continued to establish this fucking lie. And you know what? I am angry. I am an angry black woman, and I am fucking proud of it. I come from a long line of strong Wiradjuri people. I'd like to honour my ancestors in this fight. My leader, Windranine, he lives in every single Wiradjuri person today. That's his spirit. Best believe here on Gadigal, Bidjigal land, it is Pemulwuy spirit that keeps this fight going. Acknowledge those heroes. I'd like to pay my respect to my family. Mum Shell, the black matriarch. Isabel Coe. My Uncle Paul Coe. My Auntie Mary, who taught us from a very young age who our hero was in the resistance. The true history of this country, in that we are continuously being perpetuated with invasion. We have never surrendered and we never will. My father, Les Coe, he taught me what it means to be a Wiradjuri woman. My Auntie Jenny Munro. If you don't know who that woman is, you've been asleep. The power here today, my people, It is 80,000 years old. That's what we're fighting for that continuum to prosper. We don't recognise the Australian Constitution. It has been founded on white supremacy. It has been founded on our denial. It has been founded on the removal and kidnapping of children. The first practice of genocide in this country, and they continue to do it. The reckoning is that First Nations Constitution is the oldest constitution on the planet. That is the recognition that needs to happen. Today we stand in solidarity with all of the East Coast. They've tried to shut us up. They've tried to silence us. We won't be silenced. Not today, not ever. Brisbane, Melbourne, we are all mobilising against the fallacy that is constitutional recognition. My people, this is the voice. This is the voice. They don't want to hear it because we live in our truth. We speak truth to power every day and they don't like it. We will never be compromised. We will continue to fight, and I can see our young people stepping up, and that makes me proud. That makes me proud. From the lands of the Wiradjuri, from Arambi 32 acres, I'm in solidarity with you all. Thank you.
Can't hear you, Bob. Yeah, that's right. All right. So while we're on the river line and country line of Wiradjuri, and as my beautiful sister just spoke about, the youth that are stepping up. So next to the microphone, I'm going to invite to you a beautiful young, beautiful ever human who's only 16 years old. Yeah, 16. And on, yeah. Oh, you can get in the truck, bud, because you're young enough. Hey, that's Auntie's rules. Anyway, right. So please make welcome and open your ears again for some education to the beautiful Ethan Lyons from Wiradjuri country.
Good morning. My name's Ethan. I'm a 17. Louder? Right.
17, sorry.
17-year-old Wiradjuri student, activist and advocate for First Nations mob. Dedicate my time to healing country by organising students across the nation. First, I want to acknowledge that the rich history this place has, Gadigal country, its people, stories and experiences, and acknowledge that this place faced the first impact of settler colonialism, yet the Gadigal and people of this nation resisted and still continue to resist. Always was, always will be. Arnie asked me to come today to talk about this place, our land, our skies, waterways, and the home that cares for us. But to acknowledge this beautiful land, we also have to acknowledge the almost 250 years of ongoing theft and destruction of it. Since the arrival of white fellas, what most mark Australia Day has been colonialism's goal to this place, dispossess and destroy us in our culture. And the tool to do this has been by exploiting the land, rejecting age-old ceremony and law that continues to care for country and thereby destroying it. Shame. From the first attack on our people, Gadigal people, we have been continued to defend our country. And in the last few years, we have seen the Gomeroi people of the beautiful Pilliga fight to defend fossil fuel giant Santos. They want to blow up the Pilliga, blow up the homes of Gomeroi, and build 850 coal seam gas wells. Shame. The threat against Gomeroi and all First Nations people's land is a direct attack on our sovereignty. It's a direct attack on our law and dreaming, and it's a direct attack that has been nipped by the bud. The same powers, structures and institutions that oppress our people, whether it's black deaths, whether it's stealing kids from home, whether it's locking us young fellas up, it's the same force and same energy, same savagery that is profiting from displacing our people off our lands to frack and set up coal mines. Now you think with a government who wants to champion for a voice, who wants to champion for some advisory of our own affairs and our own land, this government, this Labor government, you'll think they would turn around and be complacent, be active in projects like blowing the Pilliga up. Young people, especially in the Pilliga, are seeing in their homes their songlines and stories under a very blatant threat. Yet the same government who wants to sit here and tell us they care about mob, they care about First Nations people, turn around and greenlight the disgusting act of colonial violence on Belmore country. As mob, we know we hold tight and familiar bonds with the land, and we know that systematic acts of oppression are happening to further try to get rid of us. That's why we need to join together to take direct action against Australia's supposed leaders and continue to fight and stop this. As long as our land is under attack, us kids are under attack. Our culture and sovereignty is under attack. I've sat around with elders, my auntie Jenny Munro, who was mentioned before, with mob who've been leading the fight, and I've also sat with other young people like Mina Spearman from the Pilliga. Having yarns with people like these mob, they share stories of their country and their homelands, and always have the same message that young people are the ones that are going to spearhead the fight for Aboriginal liberation and continue our ancestors' fight for land rights and justice for country. On March 3, we've called a day of action, young people across the nation and in Sydney, to fight to protect this land. We're going to fight against the government's supposed commitments to climate. We say no to Santos, no to the exploitation of Belmore country. They're blowing it up. We're going to say no. We're saying no to climate inaction, and we're demanding that First Nations-led solutions are met, solutions that guarantee land rights, treaty, and care for country. So I invite all you mob here to come back on the streets March 3rd outside Town Hall at 12 p.m. to say no more to the government's complacency and contribution to the climate crisis and to the exploitation of First Nations people. Thank you.
Yeah. A bit louder, this boy's only 17. Understand, our youth, our future. And when you see our youth in the street, don't label them as savage as Australia tells you to. Protect them. See them. Love them. Okay, now as we're speaking about young people up and coming up, there's another little beautiful young powerhouse I'm about to bring to her, okay? Well, we'll pass it on. Anyway, she's a beautiful powerhouse too. We've got to roll with how we go today. And now I'd like you to make you welcome to the beautiful Eva. Like, you only got to look at this woman and understand how beautiful our black culture is. Please make welcome to the microphone, Sister Janaea.
I'm just so happy. Look at all you beautiful people. Buggerbear, take care. I just want to introduce myself. My name is Janaea Walford. I'm a Bunjalung and Gamilaroi woman. Very proud. Jingawala, my beautiful people. Hello, Yama. Hello, come on, cheer up, let's go. What a sunny day we got. Ancestors are blessing us today. The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. We're all here together. And I want to pay my respects to the warriors who fought the first fort, the Eora Nation, the warriors. May we never forget our warriors. Give them a hand of applause. I could sit up here and state some facts, but we all know that that doesn't work. We all know that some of these people have colonised minds and have been taught a narrative that they don't see the real spirit of this land. I feel sad for mob that are disconnected. And I just want to say that we all know that this problem is a global problem. Every Indigenous person in this land has experienced colonisation. Can we say amen? Let's go. We all feel it. We all know the real real story now. The narrative is wrong. It's a lie. The revolution will never be televised. The revolution will never be televised. The revolution will never be televised. Channel 9 tell you lies. Channel 7 tell you lies. ABC still can't even tell the full truth because they're still government funded. You want the truth? Follow grassroots mob, that's what you need to do. Because our young mob out here, they wear many hats. They're journalists, they're photographers, they're artists, they're in the system, work in the system, infiltrating the system. And people don't understand how hard that is. Because this ain't just a one-day job. It's been a whole year thing for us. And you know what's really funny? That while everybody else celebrates Australia Day and drinks alcohol, all the native entitlement decisions have been and gone. So they're there poisoning our water, savaging our lands, taking our resources, still selling it to our own people for a more expensive price, but then selling it overseas for $1 and a dime. Shame. So, you mob, I just want to say, this is your land too. This is your home. Our Aboriginal culture is here to connect you spiritually, to give you peace of mind, love. We all realise after the pandemic that we need to have Mother Earth, that we need love. Now, I don't want to do the normal protesting rants, but I just want to say one thing. Can you all chant with me? The land is us. Ready? 1, 2, 3. The land is us. The land is us. The land is us. The land is us. The land is us.
The land is us.
That's it. Buggerbear, take care, you mob.
Oh, thank you, my beautiful sister. Oh. So you've all taken in the messages today, you mob, or what? Yeah. There's a really important message down the front of the truck here maybe you all can't see. Because right now the Albanese government, they're trying to tell you that they're our friends. They're fucking not. Understand that now today. Liberal, Labor, any sort of white political system is not for black people, is not for sovereignty, and it's not for you. So when it comes to that time that this illegal, illegitimate regime of white supremacy asks you to vote, what you gonna do? Can't hear you. What?
Tell them to fuck off.
Well, yeah, that'll do too. Understand, we've already had a referendum back in '67 and did fuck all for our rights. So don't dare any one of you in this crowd today think that you have a voice over mine or over the speakers you hear today, because you don't. We are the voice. Listen to us here today. When it comes that time, vote no to a referendum. We don't want any voice. We are the voice. We don't want a whitewash. We're already living in the whitewash. It's on you, mob, to help us stay strong, stand for sovereignty. Don't come here and tick a box. Come here and be in a circle. Next, I got the greatest ever privilege. We go from the young ones now to a beautiful matriarch who's been here. I won't say how old she is, that's better disrespectful. But she's been here for a long time and she's fought the hard battle of battles. She's paved the way for young women like me and the beautiful sisters you've already heard speak today. Please put your beautiful welcome together for Auntie Shirley Lomas.
First of all, let me say thank you to the organisers, because they've afforded me the opportunity to speak about my profoundly disabled son. This country's hidden shame. Now, I am a member of the stolen generations, so I know the pain of a child, and I also know the pain of a mother because my son can never come home. Now, I imagine today that the national anthem is being played. So please stand for Black Australia's national anthem. Have you got it? Please stand.
This story's right, this story's true. I would not tell lies to you, like the promise said they did not keep. And how they fenced us in like sheep, said to us, come take our hand, set us up on mission land, told us to read, to write and write. Then they took the children away, took the children away, the children away. Snatched from them all this breath, said this is for the best, took them away. Welfare and the police said you've got to understand. We'll give to them what you can't give. Teach them how to really live. Teach them how to live themselves. Humiliated them instead. Taught them that and taught them this. And others taught them prejudice. Took the children away. The children away. Breaking our mothers' hearts, tearing us all apart, took them away. One like their own friend in hand, came and didn't give a damn. My mother cried, go get their dad. He came running, fighting dead. Mother's tears were falling down. Dad checked up and stood his ground. He said, you touch my kids and you fight me. Then they took us from our family and took us away. They took us away. Snatched from our mother's breast, said this is for the best, took us away. Told us what to do and say. Taught us all the white man's ways. Then they set us up again and gave us gifts to ease the pain. Sent us up to foster homes. As we grew up, we felt alone, 'cause we were acting white, yet feeling black. One sweet day, all the children came back. The children came back. The children came back. Back where their hearts grow strong. Back where they all belong. The children came back. Said the children came back. The children came back. Back where they understand, back to their mother's land, the children came back. Back to their mother, back to their father, back to their sister, back to their
Yes, and I also worked at the Aboriginal Legal Service, and I want to say hello to the relatives of the best bloody office manager we ever had, and that was the late Cecil Patton. And my son is the great-grandson of Bert Groves, and they were around in the day of mourning. But my son can never come home because of his disability. But I don't intend to let them get away with what they did for us. So let me tell you now, when I speak, I don't want to be falling on deaf ears, so I want you to say, go Arnie, or like Jerry Springer, okay? So, last year I was privileged to march with Lizzie and Gwenda and two ladies from South Australia. All the time I'd been marching on my own, but they stood by me as mothers, and I was extremely proud of that, because from big things, little things grow. And I'm fed up with hearing about the voice. I'll be very clear of one thing. I'm no political party's Black Mary. I'm Shirley Lomas, not Jacinta Price. And I'm fed up with all these old leaders around. Get rid of them. They spent 30 or 40 years. There's so many smart, educated young blacks. Let them have their go. And you know why they won't? Because we're the best commodity that this country will ever have. And if you tell a race of people that they're downtrodden, that's a projection, they'll start to believe it. And that's not. But let me tell you this, it beggars belief that white Australia thought that they could take on the world's oldest civilised race. That beggars belief, because you know what? You're not even in our class. And if I hear Albo talk about being in housing commission, well, he's not Robinson Crusoe. We all grew up in houses. When I become Prime Minister, I'm going to say I lived in a tin humpy up the top camp. But I haven't finished yet, because I will not let children like my beautiful boy be treated as less than what we were. And I speak for him and all kids like him. I don't care what religion, what race they are, because he sets the bar high for me every day. You know why? Because he doesn't know racism, hatred or greed, or how to hurt anyone. And I have to live up to that. He makes it so hard. I was in the dormitory in Cherbourg. I come home, but my baby can never come home. But that's my pain. But I can guarantee you, when they had their inquiry in Redfern, they had me as being sent out to work. Well, it was... Can you what? This lady that belonged to me last year, she was sent out to work, not me. But that's the media. They like to sensationalise everything. You know what? I doubt whether any of them have even met a black fella. And I was watching them on TV last night. You just got to turn it off. So I hope I don't drop the F-bomb, but I probably will. But then we talk about the boys and Linda. But anyway, Linda, when she was the state minister, all kids were removed under her leadership, so it ain't going to sit well with her or us or whatever. And then I just, these people like the Dodsons and all them, go, give these young people the chance, you know. And Noel Pearson and Warren Mundine, go. We don't want you. You don't speak for us. Because you know what? They've exploited their own people. And that's disgusting. As a black fella, you know, you don't do that sort of thing. But I guess And for those looking for the Republic, you get it when us blackfellas let you have it. And that's not yet. Because until our lands are returned, until our children stop being stolen, and until the deaths in custody rate is very much reduced, that will not happen. So I hope it doesn't fall on deaf ears. So the only thing I've got to say before I get too upset is, what the fuck did we ever do to you other than be born black? Nothing!
Yeah.
Louder!
Always was, always will be.
Yeah. Hey? What? Oh, the flag. The Gungies have got to do the job. Oh, you boys in blue. Can you hear me? Can you see me? There's someone over there. Can you please remove them? Because they're here to make trouble. You're here to keep us safe. We're here to keep us safe. Go and get rid of that pathetic fucking flag. Okay. No. We're not going to give them much attention because Australia Day is dead and gone. They need to get the fuck over it. Okay? We own this street. This is Sovereignty Day. And we claim the streets of Sydney. Do not feed into them. These imperial and colonialists are sent in to infiltrate and try to cause conflict. Understand that we have been fighting these people for over 235 years. Give them a big round of applause and tell them to fuck off. Yellow cunt. We got better things to do here, okay? Everyone just stay focused. We got a message to deliver. Australia Day is dead and done. Done and gone. It's dead and gone, people. Just like old Lizzie, the Queen is dead, Australia Day is dead with her. Abolish the monarchy! Black sovereignty! Okay. Now wait here. Nep's going to give us a little chant here first. Go on, Nep.
Let's just remind these cunts across the road. Who owns this land? Who owns this land? Who owns this land? We've been fighting for 235 fucking years and we'll fight for another 235 fucking more. Let's go. Who owns this land? 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 Let's fucking go.
That's it, my boy. That's it. Okay, let's get back to the focus like Sister Gwenda said. Yeah, my tongue getting tired. Next to the microphone, I get to introduce to you a beautiful auntie all the way from Dungay country. Anyone in this crowd who doesn't know the name David Dungay? If you don't, research, because you're about to be educated with some heartfelt stuff. David Dungay was a young, beautiful black Aboriginal man who was murdered in Long Bay Jail back in 2015. But now I'll hand the mic over to his beautiful mother. Understand, like Auntie Shirley said, do not let our messages fall on deaf ears. Open your ears, open your mind, open your heart, and listen. Please welcome my beautiful auntie, David Dungay.
Firstly, I'd like to say thank you to the Gadigal people for having me and my family here today, past and present. Gimagale, hello. My name is David Dungay. I am a proud Aboriginal woman. My mob comes from up in Kempsey. I am a Dungay woman. I am the mother of David Dungay Jr., who was killed in Long Bay Prison Hospital in Sydney in 29th of December 2015. He was held down by a bunch of prison guards. He kept crying out, "I can't breathe," over and over until he was dead. But the death of my son was not just a one-off event. It forms of a pattern of violence going back to 2,035 years. This day has been celebrated by Aboriginal Australians as the day Arthur Phillips and the First Fleet arrived in Australia. For us, it's a mark of colonisation and brutality against our people. Going all the way back to the day over 200 years ago, there have been a pattern of violence against Aboriginal people. Instead, I celebrate we should be remembering and mourning our loved ones like David, who has died at the hands of the Australian system. Just looking at the last 30 years, nearly 700 Indigenous people have died in custody and no one has ever been held accountable. How can you have 700 victims and nobody gets arrested or charged? I'll tell you why, because all the victims were Aboriginal. I want everyone to know that in this country, police and prisons are being left off the hook for their brutality. No, just turn it over. For the lots of people, those number of us are just statistics. Not for me. My son had a right to live. He had the right to be safe from harm. And I have the right to demand justice for what happened to David. The government has the responsibility to hold people accountable when they take a life. Okay, so that was where we're going to do about it. I demand the DPP investigate my son's death, charge the people who caused him to die. I demand the Safe Work New South Wales investigate my son's death. And now we are going to the United Nations, and the UN needs to know there is a crisis in the country and that Australia is breaching its commitments to protect the human rights of all of its citizens, regardless of their race. Oh dear. I want real justice where the life of an Aboriginal man is worth something. I'm going to keep fighting until we live in a country where Black Lives Matter. Will you help me? Will you help me in this fight? Will you raise your voices? Will you support me as I fight for justice? I hope so, because we are going to win. No justice, no peace. Thank you.
Wow. So yeah, like I said to all you mob before my beautiful auntie spoke, if you don't know the name David Dungay, go and do your research. Go and have a look how these putrid parasites treat our young men when they're behind their fucking bars. Understand, every death in this colony is a death in custody. Whether we're behind bars or not, we are under illegal supremacy. Every time one of our people pass away, it's a death, it's a murder. So yes, please get behind my auntie's plight. She's fought and fought and fought for 7 years to make a difference for her son and so many other families. And Australians close their door every time. And now she has to go all the way to the UN. What does that tell you about white Australia? So like she said, will you help us? Will you fight for us? Well, if you say yes, when that referendum comes around, kick it to the fucking curb where Australia belongs. Next to the mic, I get... Wait there, elder speaking. Everyone shush and listen.
Listen, I forgot to say something. Every time we think we're getting somewhere and the politicians hide behind this idiot, they bring out the racist red-headed rat bag. And I know that this woman is jealous of me. She could have a disabled child, but what am I that she can never ever be? I'm an intelligent black gin. She will never be that.
Thank you, Arnie. Okay. Next to follow on after my beautiful Aunt Latona Dungay is her grandson. To me, a young boy. He might be a man, but to me he'll always be a young boy that I need to protect, love, guide and nurture. He's about to speak about his uncle, and listen, again, open your ears, mind, heart, pay attention. Please welcome my beautiful nephew, Paul Silver.
Hey going, my name's Paul Silver. I'm the nephew of David Dungay Jr., who was tragically murdered in December of 2015 in Long Bay Correctional Facility. I just want to reiterate a few things that Nan just said. You know, during the early stages of David's death, corrective services made a public announcement that the death was not being treated as suspicious. Without any investigation conducted or concluded, they made an assumption that there was no negligence or criminal matters to be investigated. Many of you have seen the video within the public eye, and I must say, it's very disgusting and appalling the way David Dungay Jr., my uncle, was treated. We fought on the front line for almost 7 years now. It was 7 years on the 19th of January when we laid David Dungay Jr. to rest. It marked 7 years. We stand here today without any justice accountability from corrective services or justice health staff involved. They have not been punished individually for their actions. How can someone hold a human being down whilst he's continuously begging that he cannot breathe? It shows how these trained killers was trained to act against the First Nations person. Because I could guarantee if it was a Caucasian or white person, he wouldn't have been treated like an animal. And when I say animal because when I viewed my uncle's body and dressed him for his funeral, his nose was flat to his face. He had a 10-centimetre laceration on his forehead, and not to mention the 11 imprint boot mark on his back. He didn't look like my uncle, he looked like someone badly brutalised by authorities and police. You know, this is an everyday job. We wake up every day wondering how we can get justice and accountability for our loved ones. Working out on strategies how to bring this fucking government down to hold these thugs accountable, because they're the real thugs, not us. You know, many people in society see these so-called inmates that are our loved ones as criminal thieves and bad people. We'll get a reality check. They've paid their debt to society. They've went through the lawful process. They did not receive the death sentence. Why are they coming home in body bags? You know, it's very close to me and my family's heart. You know, losing a loved one within custody, you know, losing anyone under any circumstances is traumatic. But to watch a loved one scream 12 plus times for their life and beg for their life and then perish at their hands because they didn't care is just unacceptable. And yes, it's fucking plain murder. The video spoke for itself. We sat for a coronial process, and the findings was handed down to be a cardiac arrhythmia, which is a heart attack. Underline, use of force was a contributing factor. So if you take 6 men off my uncle, would he have had a heart attack? Fuck no. You know, and as for this day, the 26th of January, we don't and will not celebrate land theft, murder and rape on the 26th of January, or any day, date, minute or hour or second. We stand in determination to abolish the day. There's no pride in genocide. This marks 235 years since the British ship arrived at Botany Bay. They invaded our lands, stealing it, killing our extended family members, turning our warriors into slaves until they died. They raped the women and brutally killed the children. How can this day be celebrated when it's murder, land theft and plain cold genocide? Because it always was and always will be. So for everyone out there celebrating it today, my question would be, would you celebrate a day when your extended family members and ancestors was killed, raped and murdered and tortured? I don't think you would. So why celebrate a day when it's happened to the First Nations people? I'll tell you why. Because you're a part of the fucking problem and you're a complete fucking racist piece of shit. All of us here are not dumb, deaf and blind like the current governments and the governments before. We see this system's constantly killing us. We demand independent investigations to Indigenous deaths in custody. We demand our land back. Stop stealing our fucking children. I thank you for showing out today. You know, I see so many not Indigenous people in the crowd today, and that shows that our message is getting out. You know, everyone here takes a stand to abolish the date. There's a lot of opinions about changing the date. Well, if you change the date, we're not going to celebrate it, and I don't think that anyone should. Enough's enough. Stop killing the First Nations people. We demand justice and accountability. Always was, always will be. I can't hear you. Always was, always will be. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? Now!
I can't hear you, Mum. Yeah, that's right. Keep that energy going. Keep it going. Keep your ears open, your mind open, your heart open, everything else. All the orders that I've given you today. Understand today? This is black governance. This is the sovereigns. Okay, yeah. Another announcement. As you said earlier, your mob, there's mob going around with buckets, understand? I expect anyone who has loose change in their pocket to take it out and put it in these buckets. David Dungay, who you heard on the mic a minute ago, she's trying to raise money to make sure she gets through this UN battle and maybe we get some sort of justice and peace for that family and all the other families that will follow. So like I said, for us to make change, we need your dollars. If you see people walking around with a bucket, $1. Look how many people are here. $1 can make change. So please reach deep into your pockets and give. Because understand, if you give, we get to live. Okay, we're going to keep it going with the... Whoop, another elder, wait up. Do you have a GoFundMe? Do I have a GoFundMe? Yes, possibly. I don't know. No GoFundMe at the moment, but I'll work on that. Good idea, Honeyfield. Breathe. Actually, before I introduce this beautiful next young speaker, I think it's about time that we did something else we need to do in ceremony, a minute of silence, and let us all just take in all the messages we've had this morning and, you know, reflect for a minute until we start educating it again. So please, I ask you all, raise your fists. Every single fist I want to see risen unless you physically cannot. Raise your fists. A minute's silence for all the genocide that's inflicted from 1770 to 2023. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, yeah. Round of applause for yourselves.
Stop killing black people!
I didn't hear you echo that, you mob. What did he say?
Stop killing black people!
Stop killing black people! Stop stealing black children! Stop killing black land! Stop poisoning black waters! Yeah, think about all these messages, because it's important. Today, all you mob that go home, you are the difference for us. You are the people we need. Like I've asked you, don't come here and tick a box. We're a people of a circle. If you're with us, you're always with us. Yes, and everyone, as I said earlier, thank you, Uncle Dave, for the remembering. Please make sure you keep yourselves hydrated. There is water, I believe, over towards that red marquee over that way. If you don't have a cold drink, please make it. And if you have an elder beside you, I expect you to go and get water for them. And children, obviously. Next to the mic, I get to introduce a beautiful mother. Here we go. See what I mean? Our youth, our future. Understand you are here to be educated by even the very young to the elders. Every single one of us that has a voice today, you need to take into your stride. You need to take home to your family, to your friends, to your neighbours, to your community. Because let's make sure one thing, Australia Day is dead. Okay. Oh, she looks a bit nervous. You got this, Buck. You got this. Trust me. You got this, and we got her, right? Welcome to the mic, please, beautiful Kayana. Did I get it right? Kayana Hickey Co. Sorry, one more thing for the beautiful. Someone just came up to me with a phone. It says... Well, there we go. Thank you. Lovely. I wonder why it's called lovely. Anyway, let's get back to business.
Hi, everyone. As you know, I'm Kayana Hickey Co. I'm the granddaughter of Isabel Co. and Bowie Hickey, sorry. This speech is on behalf of my aunties up in Walgett, the women of Walgett. How dare you? Tanya Plibersek, you need to answer us Gomeroi peoples. How dare you approve the Narrabri gas project in the Pilliga when 98% of Tanya of the northwest of farming families, Aboriginal groups and communities, people saying no to Santos for the last 10 years. Gomeroi native title meeting for 10 years. The majority has voted no at every meeting. Most farmers don't and won't want it either. We want answers from you. Water is life. Our food bowl is life. Now, I'm inviting you to come see my country now. We can show you our beautiful country, stripped, raped of its natural beauty. Can't even sit under a tree to cool it off. Land clearing, cotton farming and dams from Walgett to Moree and every town in between. Coal mining, mighty rivers getting sucked dry by these companies, now coal seam gas. Plus inland rail and so much dead stuff to show you. Nothing like where you are now on the Tribal Warrior. The destruction that's happening, 850 gas wells with wastewater pond gas flares will destroy the Great Artesian Basin, poisoning the recharge zone. That's too much to deal with, and people will not back down to save what little we have. The gas that they're extracting is not for Australia, it's to import to China or Asia. What do we want? 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 What do we get? What do we get?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Give it up, you mob! I can't hear you! All right, we're going to keep the fire burning really hot with this next speaker. Some Gomeroi greatness. Nah, Given. You too, Debbie. Nah, honestly, keep your hands together. As I said, same rules apply. Open your ears. Open your mind. Open your heart. And fucking listen. Yeah. Please welcome to the mic the beautiful nephew, Ian Brown.
Yamagabaninda, you mob. Well, I thought I'd follow in suit, seeing as myself being a Gomeroi man, a Wallaroi man, representative of the native title applicants of the Gomeroi Nation, one of the founding members of the Millerate Next Generation. We're fighting to make sure our youth voice is heard in the fight against coal seam gas and fossil fuel industries, protecting country, protecting our heritage, and joining the fight. You know, you've heard a lot about Santos and the destruction that's going on back home in the Pilliga. My bloodlines run all through Gomeroi, so anything that happens on that country affects me to my core. Our young sisters here just spoke about the importance of life, the importance of water, the importance of us living on our country. And we won't be able to do that if we allow the fossil fuel industry to continue their assault on our traditional homelands. We are still warriors on the front line, defending. Still, 235 years later, we still here. We ain't going nowhere. Telling you right now, as our sisters just pointed to, and as Brother Ethan, spoke about early on in his speech, Gomeroi stood strong. An overwhelming no to the Santos project. And this government want to talk about a voice? Well, what about Gomeroi